Hi everyone, it's Bella, the founder of the Embody Wellness Institute from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And today I want to get very personal and intimate with you by sharing a story I have not shared with very many people to explain why I do what I do and why my definition of health that I want to share with the world is very different from the definition we have in our society. To me, health is way more than just the absence of physical symptoms. It's more than even the definition the World Health Organization gives it, which is this complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Being healthy to me is about being truly and fully aligned to who you are, connected to your inner desires, and living life fully every moment. So this physical and mental health is actually the foundation on which we can be who we are without even thinking about it, without any impediments. And this is why I have this definition, and this is why I've left everything and I've dedicated my life to pleasurable wellness, what I call it, because I was on the verge of losing it all 20 years ago. And this is the story I wanted to share with you. So I was a very healthy teenager in high school and through the first year of college. But when I came back from college, my first year, I started experiencing a whole range of very debilitating symptoms that left me feeling exhausted, in pain. I didn't have enough energy. I woke up feeling tired and I couldn't think straight. I started going from doctor to doctor, and months went by, years went by, and I realized that the medical system, or the Western medicine, was really focused on palliative health, on treating my symptoms, but I never really got to the root causes of what was causing all of these symptoms. None of the doctors seemed to be able to connect what I had. And that's one of the reasons I started pursuing all these different practices, such as healthy eating. I became a nutritionist. I became a fitness professional. I started studying alternative therapies, from Chinese, Ayurvedic, to energetic healing practices. I pursued psychology as an undergraduate to understand how behavior and how our mental blocks can influence our health. I studied international health policy, did a master's in that in order to understand what were the systematic problems in our healthcare and in the way that our societies were organized that were not allowing us to be healthy. And incredibly, I was able to control my symptoms way better than Western medicine could. So eating the right foods, I realized how intimately our physical health is really dependent on this fuel that we receive from raw, pure, organic, natural foods. I realized that exercise is extremely important, but not in a way that it's taught in, by the industry. Exercise is much more about this movement that's really connected to who we are, instead of this, no pain, no gain approach. I was actually overdoing exercise, and that was causing my stress hormones to go way up, causing inflammation. That was one of the things that I discovered. The foods that I were eating were completely wrong, and they were causing erosion of my stomach lining. So I was able to slowly start healing my physical body, but still there were things that were not fully there. I wasn't fully back. And it was so frustrating because I was at this early age where I had so many ideas and I had so many passions and so much to do, and I couldn't, because my physical health was keeping me from living my life fully. And then one day, 4 years into this horrible condition, upon receiving a terrifying diagnosis of a very serious disease that I don't even want to put out here, I was asleep when I had a dream. I woke up crying because in the dream I was being pulled out of my ancestral lake in Armenia, Lake Sevan. And I was asking my parents to go back, but they were pulling me out of there. And I was crying as I woke up to realize that the lake started just disappearing. So intuitively, I knew that I had to go back to Armenia, where I hadn't been for 7 years at that point when I had this dream. So I immediately flew there, even though it didn't make any sense. And for a month, I stayed with my grandma that took me to healers, and where I just received that caring from my entire family, connecting to my ancestral lineage, connecting to, the energy of where I was born. And it was May 21st, the day before my birthday. I was sitting at a table. It was my grandma's birthday then. And at midnight, people started cheering for me because it was the first minute of my birthday. And I clearly remember I had this bracelet that my mom, those things that you tie on your arm for fulfilling wishes. I assumed that it was never gonna come out. And at midnight, for some reason, I touched it. And as I tagged on it slightly, it completely came off. And just tears started rolling down my face because I realized that at that moment, I was given a second chance at life. And after that day, all of my symptoms went away. They never came back. And that's when I started believing not only in miracles, and I started believing that this ability to heal is something that we have innately in us. And it's something that's way beyond these, the symptomatic approach that the Western medicine tries to make us believe that is at the core of health. That's not health. That's keeping us sick. Health is really inside of us, and it's by connecting to who we are, connecting to our source, connecting to this innate ability to heal, believing in that we can completely heal and we completely be fully healthy. And that moment, I promised to myself that I would never spend another day of my life not fully there, not fully awake, not living fully, afraid, with the fear of death, or just holding back in some way. Because I realized that life, it's a very fragile thing. You can lose it one moment, but you can also gain it back in some magical ways. From that moment on, my life completely transformed. I started living my life very much with all the, healthy living practices that I had learned, with, really taking advantage of the healing power of foods, of movement that's healing. I started learning about the incredible healing powers of sexuality and being connected to our body and our senses as well as I went along. So they're a conjunction of, healthy living practices and alternative practices that really keep our physical and emotional health. But much more than that, we have to constantly seek to be connected to who we are, to really say that we're fully healthy and alive. And that's what my mission is. That's what embody, that's why I call it embody, because it's about embodying your wildest dreams. It's about embodying who you are through your very healthy body, through your physical and mental and emotional well-being. It's connecting this way we've disconnected, the spiritual enlightenment from physical well-being, from mental. It's all part of the same journey. So I invite you to join us on this beautiful reconnection that's taking place now, to really discover who you are and live life from, feeling 100% well with in your physical body, to being connected to your purpose and who you truly are. Thank you, and let's continue this journey together.